Muthoot FA, East Bengal, and Punjab FC are the three teams who would be competing at the Next Generation Cup here in the UK, fighting it out for the title against the Premier League youth teams. And Muthoot FA was actually one of the startling stories of the Reliance Foundation Development League National Championship. They finished third, but that was a story that everybody was talking about, and we have the coach Anish with us from Muthoot FA as the team prepares for their next big challenge. And we'll talk about more about the insights into the strategies and what does Muthoot FA mean, the academy system and everything. And sir, welcome to the show. And I'll kick this off with the RFDL championship itself. As we were talking before we started shooting, that it was a story that everybody liked. So it was a feel-good story. So can you just recap a bit about how Muthoot FA went about their business in the RFDL, finally finishing third, reaching the semi-finals. What were the key factors that really contributed to the success of the team in that championship?
The real thing is boys' ambition, and the real thing is management support to form such a talented boys to compete in a tournament like Reliance Development League, and the chance to train the boys every day, which is very important. Day in day out night they are available for me to train. So which really affected our performance, and we did qualify from Reliance Development League to participate in Next Gen Cup.
Right, and we were talking, and you said it's a bit of a stretch now because of the player pool, the availability that you have. You're traveling with 18 players. There were visa issues. There are a few players who are not part of it. You talked about how Muthoot FA Academy, in a way promotes players from the academy itself, unlike maybe in EP, East Bengal or Punjab FC, may they want to get players. So how tough is that? How tough is that challenge going to be? And especially playing the Next Generation Cup against the Premier League youth teams as well. So, part one of the question, the challenges for that, and part two, what are you looking forward to the most with these kids and with you yourself being part of this tournament here?
Uh, I'm very positive that whatever challenge we have to face it, and the boys who have traveled here, they will have that experience. They are also not very deficit of technique or talent. They are very good. Only thing they are lacking a little bit of experience, but definitely they will get experience through by playing this toughest team from the Premiership. So definitely, I'm planning, or the team is planning to play to compete against them.
Right. And so you talked about the gap. There's a gap where you have youth development, the young players coming up, and then there is a gap, and then probably an ISL or something comes around. RFDL you talked about. Is RFDL a championship like that, bridging that gap? How do you see it after you guided your team all through the RFDL? It's a 56 team tournament, regional tournaments, everything happening. Do you see that gap reducing because of RFDL, and especially from a youth development point of view, how important is it to have tournaments like these?
Yes, of course. In my many interviews, introduction of RFDL is the game changer, or bridging the gap, because senior then junior, there was a untouchable area where the players are getting enough training to play or compete the tournaments like under 21 or under 23. Now players are having definitely well structured tournament, well structured league system. There you have regional tournament, then you have a zonal tournament, then you have final tournament, then you have a beautiful Arab Next Gen Cup. So all the clubs in India now looking for it, and all the academies are very serious about it, and all these things are helping the youth setup or youth players in India having a good competition to play throughout the year.
Right, and within the team itself, there are notable players that everybody's looking forward to who have followed RFDL. One being Sohail, another being Arjun also. Uh, in that way, what are the players that you are most forward looking for? That these are the players who will get take up this challenge and they are going to come out of it with flying colors. Who are those players that you are hopeful for within the team?
Uh, of course, definitely Nandu is the Nandu. Then Naveen is there. Inas Rahman is there. Then Arjun is there. So apart from them, there are other players who I think if I name, I can name all of them. So all of them are very important key players, and all of them are having a beautiful future in Indian football. Only if they focus in their development, definitely they can move forward.
Right, right. And so you talked about, again, before we went there, you talked about, missing a few players might be very difficult, but you're not somebody, looking for the end result. Probably the process is more important to you. And that's probably should be the tagline for any academy as such. So Muthoot FA in that way, setting up an academy under 13, under 15, under 17, you talked about, and then building that team and taking that lot of players to these tournaments also. Just talk to me about Muthoot FA, your association with it, and how has this been for you and the idea, the thought process of Muthoot FA in general, the academy.
Uh, the, I was part of Muthoot Academy ever since we found it, and the day when I was there to train the boys along with other coaches. Now, my my the first thing I wanted a stability in the academy. Then the management, I was not rushing for anything to get. Then slowly we progressed, and now we are having a good facility like infrastructure. Where we are having a big sports complex where we are having gym facility, then a swimming pool, a nice football field. Then we are having a good facility for them to rest, train, study, everything. So all the setup is there. Only thing now boys only concentrate on their football.
Right, right. And so you've been part of guiding these young players, and skills and tactics and all the other thing is one side of it, but the other aspect is to have these young players be mentally strong, and it becomes very much important because you are training a youth team. So how do you go about that? Take mental toughness, from a person who has played at a certain level, being in the coaching setup for a while. How do you go about that side of that mental toughness, imparting to these young kids?
Um, the main thing of our youth players who are lacking, uh, even Kerala players, if they go to outside Kerala also, a little bit struggle in some of these aspects. Now, the boys are having more number of matches like outside Kerala and all, teams from outside. Now, they are having a self belief that it's all about mental toughness is also a part of their game. Now, definitely, they are believing themselves and moving and accepting challenges. It's really, I'm also a little bit of tough. Most of my uh, uh, pre-match talk or half-time talk, which is really giving them a little bit of toughness to deal with. So definitely transferring some of this aspect, and they are getting its result.
And before we wrap this up, so one final question is, how rewarding is this for you in terms of, again, coaching a young team? And it was you brought them royals in the terms of RFDL, but again, you coaching a youth team, how rewarding is that process, for you as a coach?
Everything is rewarding for me. Being with you or being here is the reward for me, and uh, for me, I have a lot of years left. I think I don't need to rush for things to get. I might move slow, but I want my academy and my players need to move fast. So, and management also has to be fast to be with the success with the team. And every day is not to sleep. Every day is to do the empowerment of Indian football, and we all are having the responsibility to move it further. And definitely, one day we will be in a successful mode. I think it is really tough to say now, but still, if you look at the football fields here in UK, everywhere football field now. If you look at in India, we are having such a beautiful country, having a lot of field, which is really. I don't think our football fields are ready to give the boys to train. I think we need to look and think about what it is to be here and what is there in our country. And we need a lot of training field for the boys or coach to have their ideas to implement. We don't have it. We really don't have it. We have uh, only senior teams, but they are also struggling for training fields. They are also struggling for good quality stuff to implement their ideas.
Right, right. So yeah, I mean, so basically, you're saying from the grassroots itself, you have to, think about all of those things, and hopefully that happens, via RFDL, via the Gen X, Cup, via all the other, be it Muthoot FA Academy also. Hopefully that happens very soon, sir. And best of luck for your team as well. It was lovely talking to you. That was Mr. Anees, the Muthoot FA coach. Muthoot FA, Punjab FC, East Bengal would be in action in the next generation, Generation Next Cup starting August 1st. Thank you.